I particularly like it when my prey is frightened.
What up, what up, what up? Serial Assassin here, and I got another gameplay and commentary for y'all. Alright, first off, everybody, follow me on Twitter. Not only because I splurt out random thoughts and try to make you laugh or anything like that. I really don't do that very much. I may interact with some other guys on Twitter, but I'm not going to fill your feed with a bunch of spam. But what you will see are when my videos go up, and you'll also see what other videos I'm watching that I click like on, that I'm showing support to, and maybe you would want to support, maybe check them out. So it's really cool to be able to share that kind of information in a public forum because, you know, YouTube doesn't do a great job about it. Twitter does. And you'll also see maybe a random tweet now and then about another great channel that you might want to check out, or is maybe short of a milestone of subs that you may want to help that person out. So I love giving back to the community and spreading the love, and this is pretty much the best way I know how to do it. Twitter is a great forum for doing just that. And speaking of spreading the love, I still am doing my series called Spreading the Love Sundays. I've only done 2 episodes so far because I really haven't gotten that much of a response. And I was curious at first why that was happening, but I think I figured it out. A lot of the channels that are subscribed to me, they really don't have channels of their own that they're trying to support, and the ones that do are pretty well established, and you know, they feel maybe doing that on my channel, it's not what they want. I don't know, but I think the majority of my subscribers, my assassins out there, they don't have channels. They really don't care about spreading, you know, getting their channel put out there. They're more interested in watching, and I'm happy to be here and entertain you. But for those of you out there that do have channels, I don't care how big you are, how small you are, any and all exposure helps grow your channel. If you pick up a sub or 2 and, you know, they spread the word, it can always grow. So if you're listening, check out Spreading Love Sundays. I'll have a link on the screen, and you know, submit a video. It's not that hard. Make sure you follow the rules because, you know, even though I'm not getting many submissions, if I get a ton of them, I'm going to whittle them down based on the rules. So, and if you do give me one and I don't use it the next week, I will hold it over for the next week. So don't think that you got shorted or shafted. It's just, you know, I only can do so much. I don't want to flood my channel with 10 videos and, you know, only 2 of them get love. I want to try to focus them down. So that's Spreading Love Sundays. Feel free to check it out. And all right, back to my topic. My topic is just another YouTube tip for those channels out there. Be you, or who you want to be. Okay, I've been getting a lot of PMs recently since this whole Woody thing happened, and I'm still in awe. I'm still in awe. Days later, I'm still in awe. You know, I blew past my 250 milestone, and I'm almost at 350 now, and I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. So I guess my next big thing is going to be at 500, and once 500 hits, I'm going to do a huge ordeal, subs, or, you know, sub giveaways. I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff. So look forward to that. Stick around, and maybe you'll get lucky, and you'll be able to get something out of it for showing me all that advice, or showing me all that support. So, all right, so yeah, anyway, like, I'm getting a lot of personal messages about, can you check out my channel? You're doing a great job, this and that. You know, some of the best comments I love seeing is, hey, dude, you know, I clicked on your channel, came from Woody, and, you know, your video is great. I went to your channel to see how many subs you had, and I was shocked because I thought you had thousands and thousands of subs, and you didn't even have 1,000. So you're doing a great job. Keep it up. And you know what? I love that. I really do. It shows that the effort I'm putting into my channel is being acknowledged. Even if it's on a small basis, eventually I know that if I keep this up and, you know, keep doing my thing, eventually it's going to happen, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So, and, you know, that's one of my tips that you'll catch on a little bit later in this video. So let me get back on topic. All right, so I've already put out a couple videos on YouTube tips on what to do to improve your commentaries, and so one's on my channel. If you look up Optic Serial, I'm not really an optic, but it was just a joke, and it helped, get the point home. Another one's going to go up on a community channel that I'm a part of, I'm a member of, and that's Legacy Gaming Hub. So that should have been out this week, but we've had some new members. It's got bumped back a little bit, so it'll be upcoming soon. So be sure to check that out as well. So based off the first video I put out, there's one topic that I want to not only reinforce, but I want to expand upon it a little bit. And it's when you're doing your commentaries, put it in the 3 E's. Be energetic, be engaging, and be entertaining. Like, they're the big 3. Show your personality. It's about the only unique thing left that you have in the world. There's a lot of things out there. Everything's been done. High school story's been done. This has been done. That's been done. Like, all these things have already been done. Don't be afraid to use them. Don't be afraid to be yourself and do what you think's going to be best for your channel. Like, try to be energetic. Try to be engaging and be entertaining. So energetic is, be excited about doing your commentary. I'm excited. I love this. I love doing this. So when you listen to me, you can hear that I'm excited to do this. If I was talking like this and, yeah, you guys would click off. You guys don't want to hear that. So think about that. When you're doing your commentaries, think about it. Listen to it back. Would you want to listen to it? Would you be excited to hear that person if it wasn't you? Think about that. Also, try to be engaging. Ask questions throughout your video. Say, hey, what do you think of this? Or I want to hear your opinion. Be engaging. People like to know that they're going to be heard, that you're going to interact with them. And I love interacting with everybody. I literally took over an hour to respond to every single comment on that reply to Woody. But anyway, and the last thing is be entertaining. You can have the most energetic voice in the world and be talking about anything, but make sure it's interesting. Make sure it's something people want to hear. Nobody wants to hear about your rock collection in your bedroom. Well, maybe they will if you spin it well enough, but come on, make sure it's an entertaining topic, something people want to hear. So that's pretty much that. Now, on the second little half of my topic, being who you want to be. All right, a lot of people. You may be young, you may not have that many experiences, you may not be, in your own opinion, not mine, not that interesting. So that's the beauty of YouTube. That's the beauty of being anonymous. Most viewers aren't going to know you personally in real life, so be who you want to be. Project yourself on YouTube how you picture yourself wanting to be. If you want to be outgoing and you want to be funny and you want to be creative, use that. That's who you should be when you're on YouTube. And the best part about it is if you keep up that persona long enough and you live it every day on YouTube, eventually in real life, it's going to happen because you're going to change your self-image. You're going to change how you see yourself. And you're not going to see yourself as that shy, boring kid that you may think you are, or, hey, you know what? I got a cool life, but it's not that entertaining. If you look at yourself in a new light, and you amplify that persona on YouTube, your real life is eventually going to catch up with your YouTube life. And that's great because it'll help you grow. It'll help you get out of that shell. It'll help you be a little bit more outgoing or whatever. So if you're interested in getting YouTube, chances are you already have a little bit of that personality inside you somewhere because you're taking a risk. You're putting your stuff on the line. You're putting yourself up there for public scrutiny. And, that takes a little bit of courage. So that's just another great tip. All right, and on a final note, with this whole Twitter thing, how I support channels, what I'm doing is if I sub on your channel, it may be because I watched a couple of your videos and I thought you were pretty good, or I'm going through a list and I see you got a couple subs. I might click sub to know to come back and check you out later. And here's the thing: once I or anybody else clicks subscribe on your channel, it's now your job to keep me and them there. You got to understand, each and every video you put out has to be engaging because if it's not, up to par, that may be the video that someone clicks on sub because they're like, this guy's over, this guy's done, whatever, click. So just keep that in mind. When you're making your videos, that is your one chance to shine each and every time. So I think I've droned on for a little over 9 minutes now, so I got to wrap this up. And like I said, I'll keep doing videos like this to try to help out those smaller channels. Hopefully you guys that don't have channels still find this entertaining, because you know, as much as I love to entertain you, I also want to help out the other people that are doing this YouTube thing. They're supporting me. I want to support them back. So hopefully you guys understand. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys all for listening. I know this is a little bit long, but hopefully it helped you, and that's the biggest thing. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. And, or you know what, better yet, make it a great day. It's your choice. All right, everybody, I'm out. Peace.